Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yo, if you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action, speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yeah, so although the Frawty has been laid to rest, and so this is why Jamaicans tell you why Skeng Don is the smartest Don in Jamaica, and they cannot kill him like they kill billionaire drug dealer Frawty. Frawty was not mean like a star apple. Him not give a prayers to especially the little police them, the one that were patrol the streets, and that was one of his biggest. That's why he was killed in that fashion. If Frawty was a businessman like Skeng Don, Frawty would be alive, but because Frawty was mean than a star apple, that's why I'm dead. Yes, I've been spoken with police who work at FID. They said that Frawty is one of the richest men living in Jamaica, but he's dead. Yeah, man. He's dead because he was stingy, selfish, and all for himself. But so we're gonna tell you now. So why Dons like Skeng Don survive, but mean men like Frawty get killed like dogs? A brutally honest breakdown. They will never tell you on TV or in the news or even a documentary of Jamaica to tell you why men like Skeng Don survive, but men like Frawty get killed like dogs. So ladies and gentlemen, this is not your regular news report. This is raw, unfiltered, underground truth from the only channel bold enough to expose it all. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel, where the veils gets ripped off and the facts hit hard and the truth bites. Yes, and the truth comes with no apology. Today we are talking about something nobody dares to say out loud in polite company. Why the people love Frawty, but why the streets devour him without mercy. Yes, why was Frawty revered? So let's set the record straight. Samuel Frawty Dixon wasn't just another Don, another notorious drug dealer. He was a legend in the eyes of the poor. Why? Because he had what they didn't: money, power, and fame. In a land where poverty runs deeper than the Caribbean Sea, a man who could rise from nothing and become rich off the books outside the system was seen as a god among mortals. He gave the illusion of hope. He became a symbol of country success. Some people would have wanted to say, because they must say if we know Jamaica get to fire poor. I don't know how them come by that, but that's how the PNP get the people, their mind skewed. So the same with Skeng Don. These men weren't just drug dealers. They were mythical figures walking banks in the minds of the downtrodden. These are street kings. But here is where it's all went wrong for Frawty. While the community clapped for him, while the women threw flowers and youths carried his coffin like he was a fallen prince, the rank and file police officer saw something else. A rich man who looked down on them, a Don who never greased a single palm, a boss who acted like the system didn't matter. Frawty was meaner than a half-ripe star apple. Yeah, meaner than a half-ripe star apple. Or a star apple, even the star apple ripe, you have to pick it itself. Star apple rather stay up on the tree and wither up. And when a time long for your next one come out, that's when the star apple will drop off. You don't have no use to you then. Frawty wouldn't give a hungry cop a lunch money, much less a Christmas blessing. He walked alone, he talked tough, he trusted no one, and guess what? When it was time to check into the departure line, him went solo. Yeah man, Frawty went by himself, everything you can mean. So the Skeng Don tragedy, bribery equals survival. Now contrasts that with Skeng Don. Skeng Don about from in the early 80s. The chess player of criminal politics. He wasn't just a Don, he was a corporation with police shares. He bought loyalty like it was bread at Coronation Market. I mean, may I tell you, when PMP in a power, Skeng Don have him own personal bodyguard 24/7 where the PMP government provide him. And when him did have two bodyguards. One, Fidel Beckford, them call him Muggle Dog. He was killed in Clarendon. He was a criminal in a uniform. Yes. Before we had known all of the facts, them say, he was killed by former Assistant Commissioner of Police Derek Cowboy Knight, who allowed them to kill him because he was messing around with the wrong people. You can't be police and be bad man. You have to choose one. He chose both and him pay the price because you can't in a system and you are go against the system. No, you're not gonna work. So remember that Skeng Don paid off. Politicians connected. Killers kept close. Enemies kept closer. And protection, non-stop entourage. That's why you will never catch Skeng Don slipping. You can't catch Skeng Don slipping. That's why criminals fear him and police protect him. That's why even when you want to kill him, you better bring a battalion. You can't just kill Skeng Don like you kill Frawty. Why Frawty died like a dog? Well, I tell you, that's why I'm dead like a dog. In the end, Frawty's stinginess sealed his fate. He had billions. One of the richest man in Jamaica, but who not spend a dime to build a shield around himself. No bodyguards, no corrupt cops, no foot soldiers watching his back. Skeng Don have a policeman on him, White, who resigned from the put. Me know him, he was scared. White, them call him cruelty. Him man resigned the police force to go bodyguard Skeng Don. That's all the man in a PMP thing, Man left the police work for be man bodyguard. No foot soldier watching his back. That's how it Frawty. So when the day came, he walked into his own execution like a man, going to buy a bag juice. No resistance, no backup, no mercy. That's the cost of being rich but selfish in a world where loyalty is bought, not earned. So lesson learned. In Jamaica, twisted hierarchy. Money isn't enough. If you are not paying off the right people, your wealth is a death sentence. I just saw it go. So now that you know what really happened, like this video. If you are tired of the media painting fake saints out of drug lords, subscribe if you want real stories, not government or gangster propaganda. Share this episode with every Jamaican who need to understand why some Dons live like kings and others die like stray dogs. And this is the Jamaica Young Police Channel, and we are not here to entertain you with lies. We are here to arm you with the uncomfortable truth. Yeah man, so why Frawty, that's how why Frawty did like a dog. The man mean like a star apple, man. So the truth behind Frawty That whether or not you want to ready to accept it, Samuel Frawty Dixon might lay to rest, but his legacy is far from buried. Today we peel back the polished surface of casket gold and fancy suits and tearful tributes to bring you the real story, the raw, unfiltered truth about the man called Frawty, a name that once echoed in the cocaine corridors of Jamaica's criminal underworld. Men like former superintendent of police Harry Bungles Daly now sung like a hymn in the streets of the community. This is the paradox of power in the Garrison, the transformation of a notorious Don, drug kingpin, and alleged killer in a revered community leader. Them turned him into a revered community leader. Frawty wasn't just a man, he was a movement. Samuel Frawty Dixon didn't start out as a Sunday school teacher or a church deacon. No, his name rang out because of fear and respect he commanded. He was a shot caller, a cocaine gatekeeper, and an enforcer of silence. He moved like a ghost, but his shadow ruled like a king. But here's what the mainstream media won't tell you. Despite the blood-stained bricks that pave his rise, Frawty used the proceeds of his crime to do what the Jamaican government refused to do: feed the poor, send children to school, pay medical bills, fix road, protect the women from predator, and give men job in the land of no hope. So when he died, his community mourn a criminal. They mourn a provider, a protector, patriarch, a hero. Them see him as a hero. But why was Frawty worship? The lessons from a Don's death. So let's not sugarcoat it. Frawty was feared, but he was also loved. Because in the warped ecosystem of Jamaica's inner city, where politicians show up only for votes and police for bodies, it's Dons who fill the vacuum, and men like Frawty and Skeng Don figure out long ago that in a broken society, charity mixed with blood builds loyalty faster than any MP can. That's why his funerals look like a state affair. That's why children cry. That's why men saluted. That's why women wheeled. They weren't just burying a man. They were burying their only hope, their guardian, their governor. Jamaica is sick with a disease where criminals becomes the caregiver and the government is the ghost. When the line between outlaw and leader gets so blurred that the people celebrate the killer over the cop, we must ask ourselves, who truly feel Jamaica? Why is it that the most loved men in the communities are dons, killers, drug dealers, not doctors? Why are the names of Frawty, Skeng Don, and even Christopher do the squawk more praised than teachers, nurses, and honest workers? Because when you live in a society built on corruption, false promises, and betrayal, only the ones who deliver, no matter how dirty their hands are, become legend. The channel that tell it like it is, this isn't just another channel parroting news headline. This is the Jamaica Young Police channel, and we don't sell dreams. We drop truth bombs that explode, make people uncomfortable. If you want to understand Jamaica, not through the eyes of the sellout press, the people that compromise, the ones who are enemies of the poor, like the Dean Jackson Miller, RJR, CVM, and all those people, and the Jamaica Gleaner, they don't, you will not, these people will not tell you the truth. But through the lens of real talk, real stories, and raw analysis, this is where you belong. So hit the like button. If you ever question why criminals are turned into kings, smash that subscribe button. If you want to keep hearing what the media is too scared to say, and don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, and even your enemies, because the conversation about Jamaica's future must start with the truth about its past. This is not the end of Frawty's story. It's just the beginning of yours. So as we continue the journey, I will tell you, at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we just all about the truth. We are back, to the question, why did Frawty die like a dog even though he was a billionaire? The brutal truth, the media won't tell you, but we will. People keep asking the question, how could a man as rich as Frawty die so broke in loyalty, so bankrupt in protection, and so alone in his final moments? You won't find that happen to the smart people them in Jamaica who have money. People keep asking us the question, how could a man as rich as Frawty die so broke in loyalty, so bankrupt in protection, and so alone in his final moments? Not even one person to stand up to the gunmen them. So let's dissect this mystery once and for all. Jamaica Young Police channel style, with no sugarcoating, no censorship, just the raw, unfiltered truth. And yes, and we keep getting messages, that about the channel. We have no control over that. As we say, thus the longest liver will see. Yes, we know that Frawty was rotten rich, but he was spiritually poor. Yes, poor. That's why the Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through an eagle eye and enter the gates of heaven than for a rich man to enter. Samuel Frawty Dixon wasn't just a man, he was a multi-billionaire. Yes, with a $1 billion empire wrapped in human flesh. This man had more US dollar than many Jamaican banks, and controlled drug routes that stretch from Kingston to Colombia. Yet, with all of that money, Frawty made one critical, fatal mistake. He refused to invest in survival. He didn't build loyalty. He didn't purchase protection. He didn't spread wealth where it mattered most among the very people who could have saved him and saved his life. He was stingy to the bone. Means mean like a star apple. Let's be honest. Frawty was tighter than a rusted padlock in hurricane season. He was so mean, a mosquito could not get a pint of blood out of him without a lawyer present. That's all he mean. While other dans were feeding police districts, he was cussing police officers like they were a stray dog, all them beggy and licky and time police come check him, never did it yet. Even them see more just in one time business place. While Dan like Skeng Don, yeah, that a Kenneth Black, were buying loyalty. Frawty was counting his money alone, and that's where he died alone. He was smart, never smart at all. So they say the fool and his money shall depart this earth. And we say in the Bible. How you mean Bible? Because if you know the meaning of the Bible means basic instruction before leaving earth. I don't know how my mother come up with that and tell me so that was the meaning of the Bible. My mother never, she never have no degree, but she did smart in her time. So remember, it says, a fool and his money are soon departed. Proverbs 21, 20, verse 20. And that are paraphrase. But in a Frawty's case, it wasn't just his money that left him, it was his life. We are telling that. What do you mean? Because when you have billions and no wisdom, no loyalty, no protection, and no spiritual covering, your money become a curse, not a blessing. Frawty was like a man riding a donkey made of gold through a jungle of lions. Let that sink in. Frawty had it all: power, riches, and reputation. But he was riding alone on a glittering donkey made of pure gold through a dangerous jungle crawling with hungry lions, criminals and police alike. And what do lions do when they see gold and no guards? They pounce, they devour, they rip apart. The man who thought his money could walk through hell and not catch fire. Frawty thought his wealth made him untouchable. He forgot the laws of the street. Money doesn't protect you. Relationships do. Loyalty does. Respect does. He didn't feed the lions. He didn't pay the hunters. He didn't even toss crumbs to the gatekeepers. So when his time came, there was no one to warn him, no one to shield him, no one to fire a warning shot. He walked into his own debt richer than 90% of Jamaicans and still died poorer than a beggar when it mattered most. So the moral of the story: you can buy cars, houses, champagne and clothes, but you can't buy back your last breath. And in Jamaica, a Don who doesn't invest in people is a dead man walking. So hit that like button if you want more truth bombs like this. If you are tired of glorifying fools with money, subscribe to the Jamaica Young Police channel and join the revolution of the informed. And share this message so the next so-called Don knows gold don't stop bullets and pride can't block assassins. So don't be fooled by the RIP, rest in peace and post-tribute songs. Yes, many rank and file police officers secretly despise Frawty because he was disrespectful, arrogant, and never extended even a small piece or a Christmas drink. So when word got out he was slipping, they didn't lift a finger. Not one half-duty officer, not one links in the force, not even a barefoot constable was nearby to shield him. The man got zero courtesy, zero backup, zero loyalty. That's why he got slaughtered in the street like a common stray dog. Compare that to Skeng Don Black. Skeng Don knew the game. He's wise enough to realize that in Jamaica, your money only matters when it's shared. He greased the wheels of justice, paid off officers, made sure that the system worked for him. So even if killers want to kill him, they have to go through a wall of guns, badge wearers, and paid loyalty. Frawty, he traveled alone. No entourage, no buffer, just pride and paranoia. And in this world, pride is what you taste just before the bullet rips through your chest. So the final answer, why did Frawty die like a dog? Because he lived like a king with no kingdom, a boss with no soldiers, a billionaire with no friends. He was rich in assets, but poor in alliances. He was feared by many, but loved by none who could protect him. And when the time came, he was served a one-way ticket to the departure line. And not even a dog barking protest when them put a gunshot upon him. Yes. So, as we say, if you want more exclusive truth like this, let's hit the like button right now. So, Skeng Don uses wallet as a bulletproof vest. Yeah. Frawty uses wallet like it was a punani. He mean with it, not give none. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police channel out.